What is up today, guys and gals? Got a different video for you today, kind of. I mean, it's machining stuff and everything, but I've got a customer's Thompson, God, I can't even remember the model designation of these. You know, it's the Tommy gun, violin case, all that deal. And let's see if I can get you a picture right there in the mill. I'll get you a better close-up, but the bolt is sticking on this thing. Let me see if I can rest this. Kind of. Oh, the bolt's sticking on this thing, and it's jammed up pretty good and tight. And what I found when I got to looking at it, I put some precision parallels, and the receiver is actually bent. And surprisingly, it's not hardened. Wasn't hardened and then tempered. It's soft. You can take a file to it, and it cuts on it real good. So I don't know. The guy got it used, so I don't know if the guy that he got it from dropped it, stepped on it, hit it with a hammer, ran it over with his truck. I don't know. But we got to fix it. And so I will bring you back here in a second and show you exactly what I'm going to do and how we'll get it fixed. So bring you back in a minute. And we are back. So we've got this thing in the mill here, and yes, I've said this before in the past, it's got quite a bit of updates and upgrades and stuff, but I could honestly probably do a different video on that. It's just a mini mill, but this thing is extremely rigid and sturdy and very, very tightly adjusted to where it does everything that I need it to do, because I would never be able to move a Bridgeport mill into my shop. I wouldn't want to have to move a Bridgeport mill, and I don't ever need that much bed travel for any of the stuff that I do. And made plenty of parts and fixed plenty of stuff on this dude, and that's another video, another explanation some other time. So anyway, inside of here, right here, this thing, you really can't tell. You might think you could tell on video, but it takes a straight edge. I took a precision parallel and held one inside of here up on this inside rail of the receiver, and it's perfectly straight. You can't slip a straight edge in it, or a feeler gauge. But this one right here, it's straight until you get to right around about this area. So what we got to do is get in there with an end mill and make that dude nice and straight, and just barely take enough off the surface. Surprisingly to me, I always tram my vise in, get it indicated in, and so all I did was so far I've just got the receiver sitting on a straight edge underneath there and got it tightened up in the vise. And then let's see here, what you got to do is indicate off of your known good surface. So let's see here, we're at about a thou run out, but let me make sure that's not just movement in the gibs from me cranking on the handle. So we'll go back and we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, it's 1,000. So we'll see if it moves back to 0. If it doesn't, and then that means it was just the movement in the gibs of my ways for me cranking on this handle, which is what it's looking like it's going to be, because we're staying right there at the 1,000th mark. Yeah, and there I'm almost out of travel. So so now that I know that this edge is nice and well parallel to my bedway, and this is not the end mill I'll be using, I don't think. This is a good sharp one, but so now I know what I can do is I can get in here. I can probably start get my hand out of the way back here, and then touch off to where literally there's a trick to that. It's kind of hard to show though. I might be able to do it, but I really need a stand or tripod or something, which I don't have. I think I got one at home though. I'll have to bring it in. But I'll touch off there to where it's literally just barely brushing on the metal, and then I will run the bed over that way. It's hard to look through the phone and do this, but run the bed over that way, and what it'll do is clean up and cut the portion here that is bent out, and it will not do anything detrimental to. I mean, you're going to be fixing it. There's no way that anybody would try to, well, never mind, I probably shouldn't say this. I'm sure there's somebody out there that would probably try to straighten this out with a hammer or some hillbilly method, but not me. I'm going to do it the right way and machine it, make sure it's real nice and works good, and the bolt will slide freely inside the receiver. So I'm going to have to put you guys on hold again for a second and try to figure out if I'm going to try to mount the phone so you can see me do this, or just do it and then show you the finished product. Kind of wish I would have flipped this thing around. That way I might do that too. I might flip this around so where I can see the surface that I'm going to machine, but I'm not sure. I'll figure that out, and that means I'll have to re-indicate it and make sure the thing is still in and all that jazz. But I will bring you guys back in a second and see what I figure out. Alright, I also wanted to bring you guys back for this. So I got the receiver and everything flipped around. One other thing you've got to do, and I swept it side to side to make sure that it was indicated parallel with my ways. But another thing you've got to do, come on, focus. Let's see, is you've got to go sweep the test indicator up and down, and if you see here, it's not, and then I go screw it up. But anyway, you can see there that wasn't, there we go. It's not perfectly, my God, I'm brain farting out again. The dude's not 90 degrees to what to the bedways, so that would mean if I went and ran my end mill in there, it would cut it lopsided, not square to the receiver. So what I've got to do is shim this in such a way, and if I had to guess, I would say that's the receiver. I know it's not my vise. My vise is always indicated and trued up and trammed in place. So, and it is flush. Let's see here. It is flush against the back jaw right there. So that bit of run out, is that the word I want to look for? Run out is most likely in the machining of this receiver, and it's, oh, let's see here. I'll get it. There's at the top, and it is. I know it would help if I put it on the 0. 1, 2. About 2 thousandths, which isn't too hateful for what it is, but let's see. Is it not gonna? I swear I hate when things move around. Jesus. Probably my setup from when I bumped my indicator before. Let's see. We'll go to 0. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's more like what I was getting the first time before I picked up the camera. So yeah, it's about 3 thousandths. So I'm going to have to correct that, and let me think about this for a second. So it's going down. So it's tilted. The top is tilted to the back. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yep, so I've got to figure out a way to probably shim the top back here, or I got another trick I can use to make sure that it is actually flat against the back jaw, and I will figure that out and bring you back again until we get this dude spot on to where I can mill it. So bring you back in a second. Okay, for the love of God, what a pain in the ass. I finally, if I can get this dude to focus, I got it to within 1,000. Let's see here. Let's focus. So it's within 1,000th. And of course, there we go. So I finally got that dude. And I re-trimmed the table back and forth and made sure that I've still got my 0. So thank God. Between doing the two, that just took me probably about 20 minutes to get it set up. But if you didn't, you'd be making some... You'd be cutting very, very crooked and more of a trapezoid than you would a square for the bolt to run in. So what I'm going to do now is get in the right end mill, change out to a collet, and well, I guess change out to a collet then the right end mill. But anyway, so I'll do that and then again try to figure out how I can put this dude on a tripod or something, and, or machine it and then show the finished product. You can see some of the heavy rubbing. I don't know how in the world somebody did that, but they did. So we're gonna fix it. So I'll bring you guys back here in a little bit. All right, guys. Can't really have my microphone hooked up because of the way I got the camera set up, which you guys would laugh if you saw this, but it's the best I can do. I'm real close to the receiver. So what I'm going to do is use a piece of paper, stick it in there until it pushes my piece of paper out. This piece of paper is 4 thousandths thick. So then I'll know when I'm 4 thousandths away. There we go. And then I can touch off and then go ahead and should be able to make just one cleanup cut and it should be good. So we'll go from here, and if the camera shakes around and stuff a lot, my apologies, but like I said, I don't have a tripod. I need one. So, if you just saw that, just kick the paper out. So, 1,000, 2,000. Start touching that 3. So now we're just barely touching the surface. We should be able to clean this up. And I'm going to have to move this back because the table's going to start hitting it. So, let's see there. Should give me enough room. Here really cutting that spot that was protruding where the bolt was sticking. That's where the bend was at, or is at. So just like that, of course, full of chips. Just like that, we cut out the area that the bolt was stuck on. So cleaned it up all the way to the front, all the way to the rear where the end mill stopped cutting because it was no longer, you know, it was straight back there, and I just barely touched off back there. So now I should be able to clean this up. And actually, let me grab actually I've got a paper towel. Let's see here. Sorry, hard to keep you guys on camera when I'm doing this all by myself. Really got to clean this out and blow it out real good. But let me grab the bolt and make sure the dude fits. I'm not going to stick the whole thing in there. I just want to. Oh, sweet. Perfect. You couldn't do that before. It would get stuck bad right there. Like incredibly bad. So, yeah, sweet. That means it should work. And let me flip this dude around here. Oh, and I apologize. I just now realized something. When I had that camera sitting up, I had it sitting upright. Dang it. So that means it's going to have the tiny little crappy picture. So, my apologies, guys. Didn't even think about that. It's part of trying to work and run a camera and do all this stuff by myself. It's a real pain in the ass, but hopefully at least you got to see something cool today. How something's done and how intricate it can be to set it up. Like I said, trying to make sure that dude was trammed straight. Then also, you know, at a 90 degree to the table and the end mill, or else it just would have cut terribly. I mean, it would have been lopsided, and you don't want that. I'm sure some people probably don't even consider that or think about it. But oh well. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. And like I always say, I'll try to make more videos if I can. But you know, feel free to click the like button and subscribe if you like seeing some of the stuff I do. I try to show kind of random things that you really won't find on YouTube, because I guess, I don't know, most people don't post that kind of stuff. So I'll try to keep posting that, and I appreciate you watching. You all have a good one.